Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Thoughts on Education, an initiative by College Dunia. Today we have Assistant Professor Madhuri Reddy ma'am with us. Madhuri ma'am has teaching experience of 8 years and more than 3 years of industry experience. Her research papers on constructions and infrastructure projects are published in journals. Let us hear more from Madhuri ma'am. Hello ma'am, welcome to College Dunia.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. So it's an honor for me to be on this small program.
Okay, ma'am, please tell us about yourself in brief.
Yeah, I'm Professor Madhuri Reddy. I'm teaching at International Institute of Information Technology. I've been with the institute for the past 10 years. I teach the first year students. My background is civil engineering. I've done my graduation and post-graduation in civil engineering and currently pursuing my PhD also in civil engineering. I teach engineering mechanics to the first year students. Apart from handling examinations for the college, I also handle admissions. So I think I would be able to answer a few questions on admissions and related matters.
Thank you very much, ma'am. My first question for you is, what is the process of admission in I2IT?
Yeah, so International Institute of Information Technology, normally we refer to this as I2IT. It's a college which is affiliated to the Pune University or the Savitribai Phule Pune University. So the admission into this institute can be done by two ways. One is through the common admission process rounds, which start after the Maharashtra common entrance test results are declared. So once the results of MHT CET are declared, then the DTE Maharashtra, that is Directorate of Technical Education Maharashtra, issues a notification, and there is a complete online process to fill up the seats of all the institutes which come under the DTE Maharashtra. So that is one part of it. Apart from that, 20% of the seats in every institute are with the management, which are referred to as institutional level seats or the management seats. So the colleges are free to fill in those seats. They don't have to depend upon the CAP process. And at I2IT, the management seats or the institutional level seats are allotted based on the merit of students. So we have a separate application form for that, which is available online. And then based on the merit of the students, that is the 12th score, JE score, and the Maharashtra CET score, based on these three scores, we allot the branch to the students. So these are the two ways in which you can apply to I2IT.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for detailed answer. My next question for you is, what branches of engineering do students show interest in?
So I've been with this admissions for the last 4 years, and over these 4 years, I have noted that students, the first thing that students come and ask me are for computer and IT courses. So most of the students who approach come with a request for computers and IT. There could be a number of reasons behind this. One is most of the students as well as parents, they feel that doing a graduation in computers or IT is the best way to get very good placements. So at the end of 4 years, they are sorted out with very good placements in hand. That is the first reason why students have this in mind. Second is, they actually at 12th class, 11th and 12th class levels, they really do not know what each branch of engineering has to offer. So they hear from their peers or from their seniors or people around, and they just have this notion, computer and IT किया तो अच्छे से admission placement हो जाएगा, life set हो जाएगी. So this is one more reason why they approach these branches. Whereas there are branches like electronics and telecommunication, which are core branches. They are core branches of engineering, and there is as much software in electronics and telecommunication as in computer and IT. So students are really not aware of these things. So most of them, I would say, would come for computer and IT. This is what people approach with, whether it is students or parents.
Okay, thank you. It's good to hear
Yeah.
that your institute is offering only 3 courses and you are focusing mainly on the emerging fields. My next question for you is, when students approach for admission counseling, what information do you share with them?
So the admission counseling at our college comprises of the one part of it is the to guide the students with the standard procedure, that is the CAP admissions, how to fill up the online form, what is that they need to look into before they give options, the college options. So how many options they need to fill and how is it processed, like how many rounds they can go up to, all these kind of things. So the standard set of procedures which are given by DTE, we try to explain that to them. On the other hand, we also counsel students as to, like, we have 3 branches: computers, IT, and electronics and telecommunication. So we try to explain to them what is, outline of what is there in computers, what is there in IT, and what is there in electronics and telecommunication. As I said in my previous, as I answered in the previous query also, students come with very limited information about branches. So we try to, give them slightly more insights into the branches. So like what is there in electronics and what kind of placement opportunities it can open up. Now that, all of us are using 4G, 5G, so what are the future prospects of that? So students or parents who have this misconception कि बच्चे को कंप्यूटर में बहुत इंटरेस्ट है just because he knows how to operate computers till class 12. So students think कि just because they are good at operating computers or they are good at gaming or they are good in using apps, so they normally feel, okay, computers is what I should choose or IT is what I should choose. So that is not the case most of the time. So individually, based on the requirement of the students, we try to explain these things are different. Developing of apps, gaming is different from the codes. As in, codes has the fundamentals of these things. So whatever misconceptions students have about these 3 branches, we try to, clear those things and guide them in a proper way.
Okay, I agree with you, ma'am, because nowadays students are inclined towards these branches, computer and IT more, and they feel that they can get easily jobs and their career will be good after pursuing these courses. And so you are giving the right information, and thanks for it.
So there are a lot of, I would also like to add that people have a lot of misconceptions when it comes to choosing the branches. Like a simple thing, traditionally students feel, I am dealing with computers, IT and electronics and telecommunication, but there is still a large misconception that branches like mechanical, production are not for girls. So, it is always possible to do something in mechanical production and then apply your software skills and go ahead and take something else in the post-graduation level. There are a lot of these interdisciplinary courses which happen at the post-graduation level. So the opportunities which they can have, say somebody who has done electronics in graduation can do something in IT and computers at PG level, or if they have done something in mechanical and production, they can still do some courses in electronics. So all these kind of things we generally try to, guide students and parents with.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the detailed answer. What are the aspects that make I2IT different from other engineering colleges?
Okay, how different is I2IT? The first and the foremost thing which puts I2IT in a different league is, since it is an institute run by Hope Foundation, it's an institute run by the Hope Foundation Trust. So we do not accept any capitation fee or donation of any kind for the institute level seats or management seats, which is not the case with many other institutes. So that sets us completely apart. So that is the USP, is what I would say, at the admission level. Then coming to the coming to the intake. We have a limited intake. Until last year, we had an intake of 180. That was 60, 60 and 60 in electronics and telecommunication, computers and IT. This year, we have increased the intake in computer and IT to 120, 120. So that is 300. Our intake from this year onwards is 300, which is a very small intake. Even the intake of 300 is a small intake compared to the other colleges. So number one, we have ample infrastructure for that limited 300. We have quite a huge infrastructure. The next is the opportunities students would get. When it is a limited number of students, the opportunities which students get for placements is more compared to an institute which has say 1,000, 1,500 or 2,000 students. So students get to appear for more number of interviews. Or say if I say there are 50 companies visiting my institute, just for the sake of it. So 300 students versus 50 students versus an institute where there are 100 companies coming, but the crowd is say 1,000 or 1,500. So that is an added advantage for our students during placement. Then the internship opportunities again. So the opportunities are all limited. So the crowd applying for those opportunities are also limited. So that gives an advantage over, institutes which have large number of intakes. Coming to the academic level or day-to-day operations, faculty gives individual attention. So we have these mentorship programs and we have a same mentor for 3 years continuously. In the first year it is different, but from second year onwards we have the same mentor. Mentor is a faculty who is who takes care of 20 students. So since the intake is limited, we are able to give personal attention to the students and keep monitoring the academic development, or if students, normally these are teenage students, so if they have any other issues, lot of things going on in their head. So there is a personal connect with students, since again, the reason being limited intake, which is not possible had the intake been a larger intake. Then another thing in academics is at I-Square IT, we believe that the entire syllabus which has been prescribed by our university, that is at PPU, is to be completed on campus. So whatever is the syllabus which is given to us by Pune University, we complete it 100% on campus, which is an advantage for students that they, at the end of the day, they do not have to, go and attend any private tuitions. So that is another advantage. And last but not the least, we do involve the parents in all our activities wherever necessary. So regular communication, all the faculty share their numbers with the students and parents. So anytime any student or parents can get in touch with faculty to find out about their ward's progress or any other thing. So there is a connect between the student and faculty and the parents as well. So that is how we take it forward.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's good to hear that there is a mentor for every 20 students, because nowadays it's not possible to focus on each and every student. But in your institute, there is a mentor for every 20 students. So he will be focusing on.
Yeah.
Coming to the next question, what are the common challenges that students face when pursue engineering?
Okay. So the students who enter engineering are basically out of their school. So it's a junior college or a school. So it's a complete jump from what they have been doing for the last 12 years to engineering. I'm sure this would be the same case with all the engineering colleges. So number one, since I deal with the first year students specifically, this is one thing I've noted. This is my personal experience. They get disappointed when they come with lot of eagerness to, if they have taken computers, day one say, मुझे कुछ करना है computers में, app बनाना है, game develop करना है. That will happen later stage. Once your fundamentals and all are done, it will happen at a later stage. So they are little disappointed with maths, physics, and chemistry being there in the first year. So it's like most of the students feel, oh my God, we have done this for 12 years, yet another year. So that is a disappointment for a few students. I wouldn't call it challenge. It is a slight disappointment for few students, whereas some students feel comfortable. Oh, ye maths, physics, chemistry हमने किया हुआ है, so they feel comfortable. So it's not completely new which they haven't done. It is just one level up compared to what they have done. So that is kind of a advantage, you can say. It is a challenge sometimes. Sometimes what happens, the moment they look at these subjects, students get little disoriented and little disinterested. So that is one of the challenges we face. So we keep explaining to the students, hang on, brush up your fundamentals. You can then move on from the second year onwards to whichever branch you have chosen. So that is number one. And number two, as I mentioned earlier, their perception of a certain branch of engineering is slightly different from what they have to learn in their syllabus. So like I told you, they feel computers, matlab, it's only about app development, gaming, and these things which they have been doing as teenagers. But the actual syllabus is more of fundamentals, more of theoretical aspects of that particular course. So that is what, it is like, a stark difference between what they perceive and what is actually there. So again, they get little disturbed. हमने सोचा था कंप्यूटर में ये होगा, हमने सोचा था इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में ये होगा, पर ये तो कुछ अलग है. So that becomes a little bit of a challenge. And yes, coming to something away from the academics, normally engineering, we have students coming from all over Maharashtra. So students who come from different places, especially from rural background and students who have studied in vernacular languages. So they find it a little, a bit of a challenge. They find it a little bit challenging to adjust to a lot of things. It could be cultural, the general cultural differences and the language spoken. So that is another major challenge. But once the first year is over, they kind of, try to cope up with it. It is initially a challenge for students who come from far off places, especially when they come into the cities and they are from a rural background. But then they learn to deal with it and they learn a lot of new things. So that, and last but not the least, again, so since we start with admissions and end in placements, so one thing is in the fourth year, from third year onwards, students are not very clear as to what they want to do. They are, deciding whether they want to work after the final year or study after the final year. So they're confused between these two things, and in the bargain, then they get little disillusioned. So that becomes a challenge. Sometimes they feel like, oh, नहीं, मैंने कुछ और सोचा था, ये engineering मुझे अभी मजा ही नहीं आ रहा है, तो let me look for some other career prospects. अब जैसे तैसे engineering खत्म करूँगा, ये करूँगा. Some of them are like, no, this is interesting, let me work. So that confusion is there from the end of third year to final year. Yes, it is not that much of a challenge, but yes, sometimes it does become a challenge for students, especially when they have to go to placements and all these things.
Thank you for such a detailed answer. And I do agree with your points. Means even I am an engineer, and in the first year, I faced these difficulties. Like I had to study chemistry, physics again, and I was disappointed by the fact. So still, but I did it, and later I found it interesting. Coming to the next question, being located in Rajiv Gandhi Infotech Park, Hinjewadi, does it enhance the campus placements?
Actually, this question, I think my colleague, the head of placements, would be able to give you an answer. But as far as the little bit what I know, yes, definitely being in the IT park has its advantages in, in terms of our relationship with the industry. since we deal with computers and IT, and we are in the IT hub of the city, so definitely our the contact at personal level and industry academia relationship definitely helps the students with placements and other opportunities.
Coming to the last question, what kind of an experience can students look forward to during their study on campus?
Okay, so yeah, so I would call this as Advantage I Square IT. Before we actually go into it, I would like to mention that the biggest advantage which students would be having here at I Square IT is there is a research center on campus itself. So we have a research center on campus, which is the Prahlad P. Chhabria Research Center. So students get to work on real-time projects. Interested students get to work on real-time projects, and the habit of research is inculcated from the undergraduate level. So students who are interested in research can visit the research center, since it's on the campus in a different building, of course. And we have team members working on real-time projects, so students can get that experience as well. So that is advantage number one. Then coming to the other regular kind of things, we do have a lot of technical communities, technical committees. Technical committees at the institute level, that is department-wise technical committees, which conduct a lot of technical activities, say quizzes, say coding programs or any such things. And we have committees, national level committees like the ACM chapter, the IEEE chapter, which is also there on campus. Next is the cultural aspects. So we have committees which encourage the students in all the cultural activities, be it singing, dancing. We do have competitions for that. And we have an exclusive dramatics cultural committee, which represents the college at the state level in the Karandak, like the Purushottam Karandak and the various other dramatic competitions. And they have been doing well in the last few years, bagging some trophies. So this is about the technical and cultural committees on campus. Apart from this, we have sports facility on campus. So we have a good, reasonably good gym on campus, and we have a physical director who is there on campus 24/7 to guide the students with various kinds of sports activities. Our students participate at the national, state level and the university level in most of the sports competitions. Then coming to the technical, the annual fest. So students have a lot of fun during the annual cultural and technical fest, which we call as Dhruva. So every year in the month of either February or March, we have a 4 to 5 days college fest, which happens on campus. And there are a lot of technical and non-technical events during those 4 to 5 days. Then, yes, for any student doing any kind of graduation, hostel life is something they really look forward to. And yes, we have a very good hostel on campus, both for girls and boys, separate boys and girls in the campus premises itself. And yes, students have a good experience in the 4 years staying at the hostel. Then coming to the kind of crowd or the general mix of students at I Square IT. So it's a cosmopolitan crowd on campus over here. We have students coming from various backgrounds, some from outside Maharashtra, some from, most of them from Maharashtra, but yes, since we have the All India candidates coming from the north and other parts of India, and from rural Maharashtra as well. So it's a mix of all the crowds, but students do get along with each other here on campus and learn a lot of things from each other. The overall experience of students is a pleasant one here with a mixed crowd. Then coming to the college magazine. So every year we have this college magazine, which is rolled out by our students So the editorial board members are all students. So it's completely managed by students. There is a competition for college magazines at the university level, and yes, we have bagged the prize the last previous year to the last year. So it's completely done by the students. The editors are the students. The content is completely given by the students. The printing and everything is done by the students, of course, with some guidance from faculty members. Then, yes, we have some very important events like hackathons being conducted on campus. So companies do come and organize these technical hackathons, technical competitions and hackathons. And some of the companies pick up students based on what they observe during the hackathon. So we have this hackathon on campus every year, not during the pandemic, but previously. So they come and conduct a hackathon on campus. It's a 48-hour event on campus, and the team from the company keeps observing the students as to how they are interacting with amongst themselves, or how they are working in a team, and based on that they pick them up for placement. So that is a very important event which happens on campus. And last but not the least, students who are interested in honing their entrepreneurship skills. So we do have guidance and encouragement in the form of entrepreneurship cell, which is headed by a senior faculty. So we do provide a lot of guidance for students who are interested in setting up something of their own. So yes, overall the experience of students in the 4 years on I2IT is a pleasant one and a very enriching one, is what I would like to say.
Thank you, ma'am. There are a lot of opportunities when a students join to I2IT, and I would like to thank you again for connecting with us and giving your valuable time. Thank you, ma'am.